Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, triumph of God's chosen ones. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever felt the weight of trials so heavy that they seemed insurmountable? Have you been misunderstood, mocked, or doubted, even by those closest to you? This story is your story, a testament to resilience, faith, and the ultimate victory of God's chosen ones. Life often feels like a battlefield where slander, doubt, and closed doors become familiar foes. Yet, in this season of change, something extraordinary is happening. Prayers that once felt unanswered are now being fulfilled. Doors that seemed locked forever are opening wide. The world is finally witnessing the truth about you, a truth that has been obscured by shadows of misunderstanding and manipulation. This Christmas marks a divine turning point, where those who once mocked you must confront their own ignorance. It is a season of revelation, justice, and light, a time when your struggles transform into victories and your faith shines brighter than ever. Why should you keep listening? Because this is not just a tale of hardship. It is a story of hope, redemption, and the unstoppable light within you. Stay with us as we journey through this powerful narrative of reversal, justice, and divine triumph, crafted especially for God's chosen ones like you. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever felt the weight of trials pressing against your soul, as if the world itself were conspiring to extinguish your light? These moments of hardship often feel like the end, but they are, in fact, the beginning of something extraordinary. Like the dawn breaking through the darkest night, the trials you face are the prelude to a season of transformation and triumph. Consider Joseph, a young man chosen by God yet betrayed by his own brothers. His journey began in a pit, a place of darkness, abandonment, and despair. From that pit, Joseph's life spiraled into slavery and imprisonment. To any observer, it might have seemed that his dreams had died. Yet, it was in these depths that God was working, refining him like gold in the fire, preparing him for a destiny far greater than anyone could have imagined. Beloved believers, can you see yourself in Joseph's story? Have you ever been cast down, misunderstood, or betrayed? This Christmas, the story takes a turn. The prayers you thought went unheard are being answered. The doors that seemed permanently shut are opening, and the voices of slander are being silenced. Like Joseph rising from the prison to the palace, this is your season of divine intervention and transformation. Every tear you've shed, every burden you've carried, has been preparing you for this moment. But why must the journey of the chosen begin with trials? Why does the fire of suffering precede the glory of victory? The answer lies in the process of refinement. A diamond is formed under pressure, its brilliance emerging only after it has endured the weight of the earth. So too are God's chosen ones shaped by their struggles. Each challenge you face is a tool in the hands of the divine craftsman, chiseling away doubt, fear, and weakness to reveal the strength and beauty within you. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, this moment of change is not accidental. It is a divine orchestration, a turning point where the hardships of your past transform into the victories of your future. But transformation requires trust. Will you trust that the God who allowed the storm is the same God who commands it to cease? Will you believe that the darkness you've endured is the fertile soil from which your purpose will grow? Imagine a seed buried in the earth. In its darkness, it might seem forgotten, but beneath the surface, it is germinating, preparing to break through the soil and reach for the sun. That seed is you. Every trial, every tear, every moment of silence has been preparing you for this breakthrough. This Christmas, like the birth of Christ in a humble manger, your story is shifting. What began in obscurity is emerging in glory. Let me ask you, what trials have shaped you? What burdens have you carried that now serve as the foundation of your strength? These questions are not just reflections. They are the beginnings of revelation. Your struggles are not a detour but a divine plan to bring you closer to your destiny. As you stand at the threshold of this new chapter, remember this: you are not defined by your trials but by your triumphs. Like Joseph, your journey may have begun in the pit, but it will not end there. God's chosen ones are destined for greatness, and your story is just beginning. In the next part, we will delve into the unveiling of truth, how the light of God's justice reveals the true nature of His chosen and exposes the falsehoods of those who doubted them. Stay with me, beloved believers, for this journey is leading to a revelation of hope, justice, and victory. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever longed for the moment when the truth finally comes to light? When the doubts, whispers, and accusations of others are silenced by the undeniable evidence of who you are and whose you are. This is that moment, the season when God's justice breaks forth like the morning sun, exposing lies and affirming the divine truth about His chosen ones. Imagine the story of Joseph as he stood before Pharaoh, no longer a prisoner in chains, but a man filled with divine wisdom and purpose. Those who once dismissed him as a dreamer, a slave, or a forgotten prisoner now witnessed his ascension to the highest ranks of power. The truth of who Joseph was had been revealed, not through his words but through the undeniable evidence of God's favor on his life. Beloved believers, this truth is yours as well. The same God who unveiled Joseph's purpose is at work in your life, ready to reveal the truth of your calling. This season of unveiling is not just about vindication. It is about transformation. The truth is not merely an assertion of your worth. It is a declaration of God's power working through you. Those who once doubted your path or questioned your purpose now see what they could not before. You are one of God's chosen, marked by His favor and guided by His hand. The unveiling of truth often comes with discomfort for those who resisted it. Think of those who mocked Noah as he built the ark, or the Pharisees who doubted Jesus' divinity. When the rains came and the miracles unfolded, the truth was undeniable, yet it brought with it a reckoning. The same is true today. The truth about God's chosen ones shines a light that some will embrace and others will resist. But no one can ignore it. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, let me ask you, how have the opinions of others impacted your journey? Have their doubts made you question your own worth? The unveiling of truth is not just for your vindication. It is a reminder that God's opinion of you is the only one that matters. As the psalmist declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?" The truth also serves to expose the limitations of those who doubted you. Their vision was clouded by judgment, their hearts hardened by envy or fear. Like those who scoffed at Joseph's dreams, they could not see the divine plan unfolding. But the light of God's truth pierces even the darkest corners, revealing their misunderstanding and short-sightedness. Imagine the birth of Christ, a moment shrouded in humility yet bursting with divine purpose. Born in a manger, Jesus was dismissed by many as insignificant. Yet, the truth of His identity was declared by angels, marked by a star, and confirmed by wise men who traveled great distances to honor Him. That same truth now shines on you, beloved believers. Though others may have overlooked or dismissed you, God's hand on your life cannot be ignored. This season of truth is not just for you. It is also for those around you. Your story, your journey, and your transformation are a testament to God's faithfulness. The unveiling of your purpose serves as a beacon of hope for others who are still in the darkness of doubt. Let me ask you this: how will you carry this truth forward? Will you allow it to embolden your faith, to silence your fears, and to inspire those who watch your journey? Will you stand confidently in the light of God's truth, knowing that He has chosen you for such a time as this? Beloved believers, the unveiling of truth is a powerful moment. It is a declaration that the trials you've faced were not in vain, that the whispers of doubt were only temporary, and that God's plan for you is unshakable. The truth of who you are, a chosen one of God, is now shining for all to see. In the next part, we will explore the downfall of those who sought to undermine you and how their actions reveal the triumph of God's justice. Stay with me, for the journey continues toward a victory that is both humbling and glorious. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever witnessed the turning of the tides? When those who once mocked and belittled you found themselves confronted with the consequences of their actions. This is the symphony of failure, a poignant melody played by the hands of divine justice. It is not about vengeance but revelation. It is a moment where the false confidence of those who doubted you crumbles under the weight of truth. Consider the brothers of Joseph, who sold him into slavery, driven by jealousy and fear. They thought they had silenced his dreams, but their actions only set the stage for his rise. Years later, as famine gripped the land, they found themselves kneeling before the very brother they sought to destroy, dependent on his mercy. Their pride turned to regret, their confidence to shame. Beloved believers, this is the pattern of divine justice, the exaltation of the chosen and the humbling of those who stood against them. In this symphony, the voices of mockery are replaced by echoes of regret. Those who once sang songs of derision now find their tunes distorted, their melodies overtaken by the triumphant chords of your victory. It is a powerful reversal, orchestrated not by human hands but by the will of God. Imagine a storm that once raged fiercely, threatening to tear down everything in its path. As the storm subsides, it leaves behind a silence, not of defeat but of peace. In this stillness, the chosen ones of God stand tall, their faith unshaken, their resilience unbroken. The chaos that sought to destroy them has only highlighted their strength. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, let me ask you, have you ever seen the plans of those who opposed you unravel before your eyes? Have you witnessed how their attempts to harm you only served to elevate you? These moments are not coincidences. They are the evidence of God's justice at work. The downfall of the enemy is not only a victory for you but a lesson for them. It reveals the futility of pride and the power of humility. Think of the Pharisees, whose relentless attempts to discredit Jesus only highlighted his divinity. Their schemes, no matter how intricate, could not alter the truth of who he was. Similarly, those who oppose God's chosen ones find their efforts turned against them, their pride becoming their undoing. This symphony of failure is not a moment to gloat but to reflect. It is a reminder that humility is the foundation of greatness, and pride is the precursor to downfall. The chosen ones of God do not rejoice in the suffering of others. They find joy in the affirmation of God's justice and the fulfillment of his promises.
Imagine a potter shaping clay.
The hands that press and mold the clay may feel harsh, but they are purposeful. The clay that resists the potter's touch remains unformed, while the clay that yields becomes a vessel of beauty and purpose. The chosen ones of God are like this clay, shaped by trials and refined by fire. Those who oppose them, resisting the hand of God, are left broken and incomplete. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, this symphony of failure is a testament to your faith and perseverance. It is a reminder that no matter how fierce the opposition, God's plan for your life cannot be thwarted. The voices that once sought to tear you down now stand silent, their echoes replaced by the song of your victory. So I ask you, how will you respond to this moment? Will you allow it to deepen your gratitude, to strengthen your faith, and to inspire others who are still in their own battles? Will you let the evidence of God's justice in your life become a beacon of hope for those around you? As this symphony plays on, the chosen ones of God emerge not with pride but with humility and gratitude. They sing songs of thanksgiving, lifting their voices in praise to the one who brought them through. In the next part, we will witness the ultimate reversal of fortune, where those who scorned the chosen find themselves excluded from the blessings they sought to deny. Stay with me, for the journey is building toward a crescendo of triumph and glory. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever seen the tables turn so profoundly that those who once looked down upon you now look up in awe? This is the divine reversal of fortune, a moment orchestrated by God where the proud are humbled and the humble are exalted. It is not by chance but by the justice of the Almighty, who lifts up his chosen ones and brings clarity to the hearts of all who witness his power. Consider the story of the wedding banquet in Jesus' parable. Those who deemed themselves worthy rejected the king's invitation, while those who were overlooked and excluded found themselves honored guests at the feast. This powerful imagery mirrors the reality faced by God's chosen ones. Those who once dismissed or belittled you now stand on the outside, watching as you step into the fullness of God's blessings. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, this reversal is not rooted in vengeance but in justice. It is the fruit of your faith and perseverance. The very trials that were meant to break you have become stepping stones, elevating you to places of influence and purpose. Those who doubted your worth are now spectators to the manifestation of God's plan in your life. Imagine a banquet table adorned with the finest provisions, each seat representing a promise fulfilled. The seats that once seemed reserved for others are now yours. Your journey, marked by resilience and trust in God, has brought you to this moment. The feast is not just a symbol of victory, but a testament to the unwavering faithfulness of God. Let us pause and reflect. How many times have you felt excluded, undervalued, or unworthy? Those moments were not the end of your story, but the beginning of a divine setup. Like Joseph, who was cast out by his brothers only to rise as a ruler in Egypt, your rejection was preparation for your elevation. The reversal of fortune is also a lesson for those who walked in arrogance. Their exclusion is not meant to punish but to teach. It reveals the folly of pride and the strength of humility. Their downfall is a reminder that God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. Think of Haman, who built gallows for Mordecai, only to find himself condemned by his own schemes. His arrogance blinded him to the reality of God's justice. In the same way, those who oppose God's chosen ones often find their plans unraveling, their confidence replaced by regret. This is the nature of divine justice. It turns the plans of the enemy into blessings for the faithful. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, your rise is not just for your benefit. It is a testimony to God's glory. Your journey inspires others who are still in the depths of their trials. Your triumph shows them that God's promises are true and His justice unwavering. So, I ask you, how will you walk in this new season of blessing? Will you step forward with gratitude and humility, knowing that your victory is not of your own making but of God's grace? Will you use your position to uplift others, reflecting the love and mercy that God has shown you? Imagine a lighthouse standing tall on a cliff. Its light does not diminish the surrounding darkness. It pierces through it, guiding others to safety. Your life, beloved believers, is that lighthouse. Your victory is the light that shows others the way to hope, faith, and trust in God. This reversal of fortune is not an end but a beginning. It is the start of a new chapter where your story becomes a beacon of inspiration. As you walk forward, remember that your blessings are not just for you but for those who are watching, waiting, and hoping. In the next part, we will explore the final triumph of light over darkness, where the chosen ones of God shine brighter than ever, illuminating the path for others to follow. Stay with me, for the journey is nearing its most glorious revelation. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, have you ever witnessed the power of light breaking through the densest darkness? It begins as a flicker, a fragile, steady glow, and then grows, illuminating everything in its path. This is the story of your journey. You, the chosen ones, now stand as radiant beacons, shining brighter than the stars, unshaken by the storms and undimmed by the doubts of others. Imagine a night sky scattered with countless stars, each representing a chosen soul. Some may have tried to overshadow your light with clouds of envy, manipulation, or slander, but they failed to realize one truth: light cannot be extinguished by darkness. Instead, the more the darkness tries to encroach, the brighter the light shines. This is your moment of triumph, where your unwavering faith becomes a testimony for all to see. Consider Jesus, whose light pierced through the ultimate darkness of the cross. What seemed like the end was, in fact, a beginning, a resurrection that defeated death and brought salvation to the world. In the same way, your struggles were not the conclusion of your story but the preparation for your greatest victory. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, your light is not born of arrogance or pride. It is a reflection of God's work within you. Your journey of faith, perseverance, and trust has polished the divine light within, allowing it to shine unfiltered and unyielding. Those who once mocked you now find themselves drawn to this light, unable to ignore the evidence of God's favor in your life. This light not only illuminates your path but also exposes the frailty of falsehoods. Those who built their lives on lies, manipulation, and pretense now find their foundations crumbling under the weight of truth. Your light reveals what was hidden and celebrates what is eternal, the triumph of God's chosen. Imagine a lighthouse standing firm against crashing waves. It does not falter or waver. Its light cuts through the storm, guiding lost ships to safety. This is your role now, beloved believers. You are not only survivors but guides, pointing others toward the source of your strength and hope. Your victory is not just for you. It is a beacon for those still lost in their storms. Let me ask you, how will you use this light? Will you let it shine unapologetically, drawing others to the God who carried you through your trials? Will you share your story, inspiring others to trust in His promises and hold firm to their faith? Your light is a declaration that darkness cannot win. It is a proclamation of God's power, a testament to His justice, and a reflection of His glory. It shows the world that trials are temporary, but God's purpose is eternal. As you move forward, remember that your light is a gift, not just for you but for the world. Shine it boldly, beloved believers, for there are many who need to see its glow. Be the star that guides others to hope, faith, and trust in God's plan. This is your season of victory, your moment of fulfillment. The trials you endured have shaped you. The truth has vindicated you, and now your light shines as a testament to God's unwavering faithfulness. So I ask you, beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, what will you do with this victory? How will you carry this light into the world? Let your actions, your faith, and your story be a reflection of the God who has brought you through. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter filled with purpose, hope, and triumph. As you walk forward, know that your light will continue to grow, illuminating not just your path but the paths of all who walk alongside you. Beloved believers, shine on, for the best is yet to come. The light within you is unstoppable, and the glory of God is your eternal source of strength. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, as we reach the conclusion of this powerful journey, let us take a moment to reflect on the meaning of this story. It is a tale of trials and triumph, of darkness and light, and most importantly, of the unwavering faithfulness of God. Your struggles were not in vain. They were the forge that refined your character, the soil that nurtured your growth, and the storm that revealed the strength of your roots. Now you stand victorious, shining with the light of God's glory for all to see. Your journey is a testament to the truth that no matter how dark the night, the dawn always comes. This story is not just about you, it is about what God has done through you. It is about His justice, His promises, and His unfailing love. The light you now carry is a reflection of His work in your life, a beacon of hope for others who are still walking through their storms. So, beloved believers, how will you let this story shape your future? Will you share your testimony to inspire others? Will you shine your light unapologetically, pointing others toward God's grace and faithfulness? Let your voice be heard, and let your life be a living testament to His glory. If this message has spoken to you, we want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and testimonies in the comments below. How has God been faithful in your life? What victories have you experienced through His power? Your story could be the encouragement someone else needs today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to The Anointed for more messages of faith, hope, and resilience. Share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of their own light and purpose. Together, we can continue to walk in God's light, inspiring and uplifting one another. Beloved believers, the chosen ones of God, remember this. Your light is unstoppable. Your victory is assured, and your purpose is eternal. Walk boldly into this new chapter, knowing that God's hand is upon you and that His plans for you are good. Stay strong, stay faithful, and stay anointed. Until next time, may God's light guide your steps and His love fill your heart. The best is yet to come. Amen.